Hello, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or night, whatever the time you might be watching this video. Welcome to Perfect Gyan, your perfect spot for Simple Gyan. Friends, today we are going to speak about a very contentious issue about Gyan Vapi Mandir or Masjid, which will be ultimately be pronounced by the Allahabad High Court judgment. Friends, this came into limelight in 2021 when five Hindu women they had filed a petition in Varanasi district court for their right to worship into the Shringar Gauri shrine. As per the records, till 1991, they were able to pray into the Shringar Gauri shrine, and post 1991, after the Places of Worship Act Special Amendment of 1991 came into force, their right to worship was taken back from them. Now we have seen a lot of evidences on television like the Shivling which has been found, and this case has been handled by two eminent Hindu lawyers, that is Advocate Harishankar Jain and his son Vishnu Jain. Now friends, there was also a controversy which was tried to be raised by certain newspapers and certain news agencies that this is only a plot of Hindu right-wing lawyers who are strategically trying to file multiple cases about the Gyan Vapi mosque. Whereas friends, there is an important point to note that even the Muslim side lawyer till recent past was not a Muslim but an Hindu. He was Abhaynath Yadav. Now that advocate has unfortunately passed away due to cardiac attack, that is heart attack in simple words. Now friends, there are not one but many points of dispute. Like one of the most famous dispute about the case is the place which is claimed to be a wazukhana by the Muslim worshippers, where they wash their hands, feet and face before going for the prayers or namaz as they call it. The same place, the wazukhana area, which is claimed to be a fountain by the Muslim side, has been claimed to be a shivling by the Hindu devotees. So you can just imagine that how much work the ASI will need to do. The Archaeological Survey of India, commonly known as ASI, they have been given a very important task to make sure that they go through the complete structure of Gyan Vapi Masjid as of now, which is contentiously, allegedly called Gyan Vapi Mandir of Kashi Vishwanath by the Hindu side. Now the ASI Archaeological Survey of India has been given an important task to survey the whole area and to come to the conclusion that whether there are any findings to be the mosque built on a temple site, friends. This matter also got a lot of steam in recent days. On 31st of July, there was a podcast done by AMI's editor Smita Prakash, where UP CM Yogi Adityanath had premiered on the show, and he had said a very important thing. He had said that the walls of Gyan Vapi are screaming the truth. In a capsule, he had tried to mention that yes, this is a temple and there are all the incriminating evidences which proves that it is a temple and the temple was broken and a mosque was built over it. Now, the important thing what he said was that if a historical mistake has been done by the Muslim side, then they should step forward for its resolution. This is what was suggested by UP CM Yogi Adityanath. There is also a controversy which was tried to brew out of this by certain sections of the society. Certain people claimed, even former journalists, they had claimed that Yogi Adityanath, the CM, is trying to intervene into the legal process. Coming to Shringar Gauri, friends, from where the whole case picked up from 2021 into the media's limelight, the interesting part is that Shringar Gauri is located in the basement, or from the place where you go down from Gyan Vapi Mosque. That particular area which is in the basement, that is the area where exactly the Nandi is facing. Now this is a very interesting thing about the Kashi Vishwanath temple, which is located exactly adjacent to the current Gyan Vapi mosque structure. Now normally if you have been to any Shiva temple, you see that the Nandi is facing towards the Lord. Kashi Vishwanath temple is one of those very rare, I don't think there is any other temple in the world where the Nandi is facing opposite of Lord Shiva's current structure in current Kashi Vishwanath temple. The Nandi is facing exactly towards the mosque area. Now this thing is very important in the court of law because this is one of the reasons how the Hindu lawyers are trying to claim that when Nandi is placed anywhere, it faces only and only Lord Shiva, and that is the point behind this case, that Lord Shiva is located in the basement. The real structure, the real idol of the Lord Shiva, Kashi Vishwanath, is inside the basement area of the mosque, the current structure of Gyan Vapi mosque. Now let's check the history of the current Gyan Vapi Masjid structure, friends. As claimed that there was a temple, the temple which was Kashi Vishwanath, which was broken by Aurangzeb, and up and above that broken temple structure, the current Gyan Vapi mosque was built. Now the interesting part to note is that, friends, Raja Todarmal, who was one of the ministers in empire, and he had built the Vireshwar temple in conjunction with Narayan Bhatt. He was a preeminent Brahmin scholar who had also been into this temple building. Now this was in late 16th century, and after that came Aurangzeb. Now a lot of people, even me, while we were in school, we had studied that Aurangzeb and many other Mughal emperors, they were such nice people. They used to have pigeon in one hand and rose in other hand, and the paintings, if you remember from your school time, that how nice these people are. But in reality, friends, if you do a simple YouTube check, if you just go and check the history, Mughal emperors or any other person who enters your country, they are invaders. They invade your country, they loot away all your resources, and they give you a bad history, bad generation, bad experience. The same Mughal emperors who are claimed to be so nice people, they used to have different laws imposed on the minority communities. They have persecuted hundreds and thousands of minority people just because they were not converting. Now this is a simple and short history of how Aurangzeb was. If you see in the current image itself, it's very iconic because on the right hand side, the Mughal emperor and Mughal men, and they don't only discriminated in terms of humans, they also discriminated in terms of animals. If you see the horse on the right side of this image right now on your screen, the Mughal side, the horse has good food and he is, having good time having the meal. But on the left side, there is minority community. This is the images which are depicted in famous museums across the world. This is one of the famous Aurangzeb images, which is rarely found, but if you do some basic internet search, you will get it. On the right side, the horse on the Mughal side is happy and having good food. On the left side, the minority side, animal is also not being given proper food. This is the image, and this was the reality of past, friends. Now the same Aurangzeb, who is considered a hero in certain Asian countries, but he is for sure a villain from the Indian perspective because he broke hundreds and thousands of temples. He killed thousands and maybe lakhs of people on our land. And if this was not enough, he had also ordered his ministers, his cabinet, that whenever he goes out on his elephant, for him, the site of a minority worship place. Back then, Christianity had not entered India much, so there were mostly Hindus and Muslims. Predominantly, yes, there were many other religions. Even as of now, there are many, but predominantly in that particular century, there were more of Hindus and Muslim worship places. He had ordered his cabinet that whenever he passes on the elephant, he should not see even a site where Hindu people worship. This was one of the reasons that why the temple which was built by Todarmal was broken, and on the remains of that same place there was a masjid. The current structure was formed, and this is not what I am saying, friends. This has been proved. If you just again do simple Google search, you will get all the details. Also, there was a wall which was called Qibla wall. It was turned into Qibla wall. Right now that wall is there, and if you search, you will come to know that the same wall has been used in this case also, because the wall has Hindu icons. It has Hindu deity, Hindu god. Even a shivling is found on that wall, as well as lotus, a very important Hindu symbol. The history of Aurangzeb speaks for itself. He is one of the cruelest Mughal emperor. He had killed a prominent Sikh guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was the ninth guru of Sikhs, and he stood up against the forcible conversions by Mughal. This was the reason he was executed on the orders of Aurangzeb in 1675, friends. If you see, there is also Shishganj Sahab Gurudwara in Delhi's Chandni Chowk, and it's a very important and emotional pilgrim site for not only Sikhs but many other communities, friends. Now coming to the claims which are made by the Hindu side, which are backed by a lot of facts. Recently, there was a photograph, 154-year-old picture clicked by a British photographer, Samuel. This photograph is of Gyan Vapi campus back in 1868. The pictures you can see on your screen, it clearly shows Hindu deity inside the temple. Now currently this is claimed to be the basement area, on the same area where you can see the famous Hindu deity. You can see the Nandi, you can see the pillar, and the architecture itself speaks for the Hindu side. Now I am sure this evidences will be put up in the court, and these are the same pictures along with other evidences which was put up in the Varanasi court, and ASI survey has been ordered. Now once the Archaeological Survey of India, by tomorrow they will have access to the site, tomorrow as in 3rd of August, then they will survey the whole area and they will get the report to the court, and then the court will pronounce the judgment. Now friends, a lot of people are claiming that places of worship, Special Provisions Act 1991, because of this the judgment might go into the side of the Muslims. But no, that is not a fact, because the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958, which governs all the monumental and archaeological sites in India, be it like Lal Killa, Gateway of India, India Gate, and many other sites which comes under the monumental and archaeological sites and remains, which are prehistoric, which are pre-independence. These sites, they are protected by the act. So these sites, they get a special protection even if they are worship places. The Worship Act of 1991 will not be implicated in this case. Now friends, coming to the last section of the video, as you can see on your screen, there is this beautiful picture of Mahaganga Arti that is prayed by Hindus, as well as there are hundreds and thousands and lakhs of mosques. As per the particular data which I have searched, there are more than 3 lakh mosques in India. You can imagine this is way more than even Saudi Arabia and many Muslim countries. At the same time, obviously, there are lakhs of temples in India. Now friends, in India, we know that very well, that we, along with our other religion friends, when you are in school, if you are a Hindu like me, you have Muslim, Christian, maybe different other community friends. Sikhs are there, Jains are there, Parsi might be there in your school. We all stay together. We not pray together. Why is that? If we can stay together, why we cannot pray together, friends? Just think about this one thing. Politicians have always been using religion as a tool to divide us. As you see in the current image, that this lady is saying, I am Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh, Christian, but most importantly, I am India. So on this note, friends, I would like to say, whatever happens on this Gyan Vapi case, along with that, there is also another point which is important. You see the state of UP. Right now, the state of UP is growing as per the news reports. There are women rights which have been promoted, like this pink auto rickshaw movement. I have read it. Please read it, friends. You will come to know that how many women auto drivers have been created in past 5 years in UP. Recently, I had seen that T20 Women World Cup, India versus Bangladesh, there were 2 players who were from UP, the women players. UP also is known nowadays. Earlier it was known for certain other things. Sorry to add that, friends. But nowadays we hear about the mega projects, the mega development projects like highways, road, expressway, airports. We see all these developmental projects in UP. But just think, friends, when you Google about UP from India, it's different. But when you Google about UP while being outside India, friends, we have to think about it, friends, that do we want our states to be known for Mandir, Masjid issues, or do we want our states to be known for their developmental work, for their rights and the quality of life, what we can have? Let's be proud about our country and let's bring the change, friends. Thank you for seeing this video, and it's a request that if you like the video, please tell your friends. If you don't like the video, please tell me. You can comment it whether you like it or you dislike it. For sure, you can comment over here and we will bring the changes into our videos. And please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching the video. Perfect Gyan, your perfect spot for